She is sophisticated, she is intelligent, and she is a woman with undeniable sex appeal. Folks, we present you Rene Russo. This elegant actress has a career spanning decades and has left a trail of unforgettable performances. From fashion icon to Hollywood star, Rene has consistently brought dazzles to whatever she touches. With her style, Rene has captivated audiences worldwide. Get ready for a wild ride as we revisit her most memorable roles and explore the enduring appeal of this Hollywood legend. The Thomas Crown Affair. The Thomas Crown Affair is a 1999 American romantic heist film and a remake of the 1968 film of the same name. But is it any better? Well, you decide. But one thing is for sure, you'll fall in love with Rene Russo. The sexy actress plays the role of Catherine Banning, a brilliant and beautiful insurance investigator. She's hired to investigate the theft of a valuable painting from a Boston museum. It turned out the theft was a clever heist orchestrated by Thomas Crown, played by Pierce Brosnan, an affluent and successful playboy who has met his match in a seductive detective. Will Catherine catch him? Catherine is determined to uncover the identity of the thief. As she goes deeper into the case, something else happens. She finds herself drawn to Thomas Crown's charming and sophisticated persona. What are you doing, Catherine? Well, it's not only her. Even Thomas Crown can't push away his attraction for her. The two even play an intense game of chess. The chess game becomes a metaphor for their seductive and intellectual dance, with each move revealing their strategies and desires.
Where is that sack of shit? Where is he right now?
This attraction leads to a passionate kiss at the iconic dance scene and consequently sex much later. Afterward, it would kickstart the complex and romantic relationship between the two, despite being on opposite sides of the law. This has all the makings of a relationship doomed to fail. As the story unfolds, Catherine finds herself torn between her professional duty to uncover the truth and her growing feelings for Thomas. Meanwhile, she discovers that Thomas's motives for the theft are to be more complex than mere monetary gain. Ultimately, Catherine must decide whether to bring Thomas to justice or to succumb to their passion and let him escape. Is Crown using her so he could easily get away with his crime? The film's twists and turns continue, and it ends with heartbreak for the beautiful Rene Russo character. Crown eventually left her. Or did he? In the final moments of the film, she begins to feel sad on an airplane when someone from the row behind extends her a handkerchief. Recognizing the passenger's thinly disguised voice, she turns to find Crown sitting behind her, and the two are reunited. Would you be seeing this classic movie again? Would you want to watch Catherine's enjoyable acting? Lethal Weapon 3. Lethal Weapon 3 is a 1992 American buddy cop action film. It is the third installment of the Lethal Weapon series. Rene Russo plays the role of Lorna Cole, an internal affairs sergeant who joins forces with the iconic duo Martin Riggs, played by Mel Gibson, and Roger Murtaugh, played by Danny Glover, to take down an arms smuggling ring in Los Angeles.
You were required to share it with me.
I was required to share it with you.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't have to share shit with you.
The trio seeks to expose a crooked former police officer and his huge arms racket. This film adds another layer to the legend of the incredibly talented and sexy superstar actress. From the film's beginning, Russo's character Lorna is established as a force to be reckoned with. She is a no-nonsense, straight-shooting internal affairs sergeant who is not afraid to speak her mind and assert herself in a male-dominated field. Did you know Rene Russo actually underwent martial arts training to prepare for the role? Talk about a badass woman. Her character's expertise and instincts prove invaluable to Riggs and Murtaugh as they navigate the complex web of corruption and deceit. The beautiful actress did not fail to impress when she displayed her fighting skills. Speaking of fighting skills, in a scene that takes place in facility housing, she finds herself face to face with a large and intimidating man. Without hesitation, she takes him down with a headbutt and a series of kicks and punches to take down others. However, Russo's character is not only a tough woman. She has a soft side to her and falls for Riggs. Slowly they get close, and their way of showing intimacy, well, it was different. They did it by showing each other their physical scars from past injuries and experiences. It's weird, but still intimate. This exchange leads to something deeper as they begin to kiss passionately. Things get heated, and they end up making love. The film ends with Riggs letting Murtaugh know things were getting pretty serious between him and Cole, who he was picking up from the hospital later in the day. In fact, they already had a dog together. Which movie scene has stuck with you and still makes you want to revisit the film again? In the Line of Fire. This film is stacked with superstars. It tells the story of two Secret Service agents played by Clint Eastwood and Rene Russo. Secret Service agent Frank Horrigan, played by Clint Eastwood, is a reasonably successful agent working for the president. Yet the guilt of not being able to save President John F. Kennedy back in 1963 still haunts him. A lunatic assassin named Booth, also known as Mitch Leary, played by John Malkovich, begins to haunt and torment Frank with phone calls about his failure to save Kennedy and the threats to assassinate the president, played by Jim Curley. Frank must take action and protect the president at all cost, even if it causes him humiliation. Does Frank have what it takes to take a bullet? To increase his chances, Horrigan gets teamed up with Presidential Protection Duty, working with fellow Secret Service agent Lily Raines, played by Rene Russo. Raines is tough, capable, and dedicated to her work. However, she has a softer side, and her relationship with Horrigan is a highlight of the film. Initially, their interactions are marked by tension and disagreement, with Frank making sexist comments that reveal his outdated views on women in the Secret Service. Horrigan soon sees how incredibly smart Lily is, and she helps him decipher a crucial clue left by Mitch, the villain. It wasn't the only thing she did. There's more to come, just as there's more to Lily. As tough as she is, she reveals her soft side when Frank makes a comment about how if she looks back at him, it means she's interested in him. She looks back at him with a sparkling smile, and Frank waves at her. He was right on the money. Lily is more than just a love interest for Frank and a skilled agent. She is also a voice of reason and the person unafraid to challenge Frank's emotional walls. She confronted Frank Horrigan about his past and his obsession with the Kennedy assassination. Through Lily, Frank is able to confront his past, and the film ends with Frank as a hero. Then he and Raines enjoy a romantic interlude together at the Lincoln Memorial. Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler is a thriller set in the nocturnal underbelly of modern Los Angeles. The plot follows Rene Russo, who plays Nina Romina, a news director at a local television station struggling to survive in the cutthroat world of local TV news. On the other hand, Louis Bloom, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, is a driven young man desperate for work who discovers the high-speed world of LA crime journalism. When each police siren wails, Bloom thinks of a possible windfall, and victims are converted into dollars and cents. He didn't care about anything else. As the news director, Nina is responsible for delivering high ratings to keep her job. She has lost the idealism she once had and is now solely focused on sensationalism and profit. When Louis Bloom, a young and ambitious stringer, starts delivering gruesome and captivating footage, Nina sees an opportunity to boost her station's ratings and revive her career, or so she thought. Their professional relationship soon turns into a personal one, as Louis works gain recognition and he is now getting rich. He pressures Nina into a date, telling her he knows she's desperate for higher ratings. On their date, he threatens to terminate his business with Nina unless she has sex with him. Do you think she did it? Let us know. As the quality of his video footage improves, so does his remuneration, and he hires Rick, who is young and unemployed, to work with him. The more successful he becomes, however, the more apparent it becomes that Louis will do anything to get video from crime scenes. Louis blurs the lines between observer and participant to become the star of his own story. In the end, Nina is somehow an accomplice to Lou Bloom's crimes, with Lou also hiring. Or what do you think? Tin Cup. The story follows Rene Russo, who plays the role of Dr. Molly Griswold, a clinical psychologist, and former golf prodigy Roy McAvoy. The film begins with Roy losing his chance to become a professional golfer when he decides to go for a far-fetched shot rather than take a less riskier shot. So, Dr. Molly Griswold arrives looking for a golf lesson and has been in a relationship with his rival, David Sims, a top professional golf player. Roy is immediately attracted to her and does something crazy. He challenges Sims, and in order to prove his worth to Molly, he decides to qualify for the US Open. However, he fails in his quest to get her, but she offers to be his sports psychologist in exchange for more golf lessons. His talent proves more than adequate, but his overconfidence, showmanship, and love of risk while pleasing the crowds kills his scores. Sims spits on the fans but never wastes a point, and this puts off Molly. Does Roy have a chance to make it? Well, Roy's choice of having to work with Dr. Molly Griswold turns out to be the best decision he could have made. Roy has a heart-to-heart conversation over breakfast where Molly confronts Roy about his fears and insecurities. This ultimately led to them deepening their connection and understanding. Slowly, she uses her psychological expertise to good use when she helps Roy overcome his mental block and regains his mojo. She uses her skills to identify the root cause of his problem and develops a creative solution to help him overcome it. Ultimately, after his dramatic and impressive display at the qualifying competition, Molly tells Roy that he automatically qualified for next year's Open due to his standing. They kiss passionately as the movie ends. He successfully killed two birds with one swing of a golf club. But dating his therapist? Not sure about that one, guys. Or is that all right? Ransom. In the 1996 film Ransom, Rene Russo plays the role of Kate Mullen, the wife of Tom Mullen, played by Mel Gibson, and the mother of Sean Mullen. Tom Mullen is a billionaire who built his way to the top by working hard. He has a great family, and on one of the family's bonding outings, the worst happened and everything changed. Kate's son is kidnapped by Jimmy Shaker, played by Gary Sinise. Tom is willing to pay the ransom money but decides to call in the FBI, who manages to go into his home secretly. When he goes to make the drop of $2 million, something goes wrong. The kidnapper calls him again and reschedules it. On the way, Mullen decides not to go and appears on TV saying that the ransom he was going to give to the kidnapper is now a bounty on the kidnapper. Badass, but do you think this was a wise move? Throughout the film, Kate is portrayed as a distraught and desperate mother willing to do whatever it takes to ensure her son's safety. She is shown to be emotionally vulnerable and reliant on her husband for support and guidance. In the scene, Kate, desperate to ensure her son's safety, takes matters into her own hands and demands to speak with the kidnapper, pleading for her son's safe return. She shows her determination and maternal instincts. Another crucial scene that must be mentioned that shows her vulnerability is when she confronts Tom about his decision to defy the kidnapper's demands and take matters into his own hands. She is frantic with worry and fear. Despite the situation being dangerous, Kate is present every step of the way. She got to the final scene to meet Tom after he and the FBI agent shoot Shaker dead. Interesting enough to rewatch? So this concludes our journey through the iconic filmography of Rene Russo. From her breaking roles to her most memorable performances, we've explored the best of the best. So, which of the films do you like best, and which one of the scenes is the most memorable for you? Let us know what you think down in the comments, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more.